A joke that ended a partnership with Disney. A video so disturbing, YouTube pulled it from every trending page on Earth. A house full of famous 20-somethings, and one accusation that emptied it overnight. A family channel that looked perfect, until a police welfare check found something no algorithm ever flagged. For over a decade, the biggest platform in the world made ordinary people richer and more famous than most movie stars. It also made it very easy to hide who they really were. Some of these creators lost brand deals. Some lost their careers. One of them is now in prison. This is what was really happening behind 11 of the most famous channels on YouTube. By 2017, Felix Kjellberg, known to millions as PewDiePie, was the single biggest individual creator on YouTube. Disney's Maker Studios had signed him. YouTube had given him his own premium series. Then the Wall Street Journal published a report cataloging 9 videos in which he made anti-Semitic jokes and displayed Nazi imagery, including a paid freelancer holding a sign reading, "Death to all Jews." Kjellberg said the jokes were dark satire, never meant to be taken seriously, and apologized for the execution. Disney dropped him within days. YouTube canceled his original series. He kept his channel, and kept most of his audience. But the moment marked the first time the platform's biggest star learned that virality and reputation don't always survive the same joke. On December 31st, 2017, Logan Paul uploaded a vlog from Aokigahara, a forest in Japan associated with suicide. In it, his group found the body of a man who had recently taken his own life, and Paul filmed it, blurred the face, and posted it anyway. The video hit YouTube's trending page before it was taken down. The backlash was immediate and global. Paul apologized twice and was temporarily removed from Google's ad platform, losing a Google Preferred deal along with several projects already in production. He returned to YouTube within weeks, rebuilt his audience, and went on to build a boxing career and a media empire. The video that should have ended his career became, for better or worse, the moment the entire internet learned his name. While his brother was building an empire, Jake Paul was building a mansion full of chaos. His Team 10 house in Los Angeles became infamous for reckless pranks that terrified his own neighborhood, leading neighbors to file a lawsuit and local news to investigate. In 2020, he was filmed inside a mall in Scottsdale, Arizona, during unrest following the death of George Floyd, in footage that appeared to show him and his group present as looting occurred around them. He denied taking part in any looting himself. The FBI later executed a search warrant on his home as part of an investigation into the incident. No charges against him ever resulted from it. Between the lawsuits, the raid, and the headlines, Jake Paul spent years being one of the most reported on and most avoided names in his own industry. James Charles became the first male ambassador for CoverGirl and one of the fastest-growing beauty channels in YouTube history. In 2021, multiple minors came forward, alleging that Charles had sent them sexually explicit messages after they told him their age. Charles denied knowingly messaging anyone underage and said he had been misled about their ages himself. Sponsors quietly stepped back. Morphe, his cosmetics line partner, ended their collaboration. No criminal charges were filed. The allegations followed him publicly for years, resurfacing every time his name trended again. A permanent asterisk next to a career built on being the industry's most photographed face. David Dobrik's vlog squad turned a rotating cast of friends into some of the most recognizable faces on the platform, and made Dobrik himself one of the highest-earning creators in the world. In 2021, a woman who appeared in a 2018 Vlog Squad video came forward, alleging she was raped by a member of the group during filming, an allegation that member has denied and was never criminally charged over. Dobrik was not accused of assault, but was criticized for filming and profiting from an environment his own friends described as reckless around young fans. He deleted the video, apologized, and stepped back from YouTube for months. Multiple brand deals, including SeatGeek and Dollar Shave Club, ended their partnerships with him within days of the story breaking. For over a decade, Colleen Ballinger built a family-friendly empire around her character Miranda Sings. In 2023, several fans, some of whom said they'd had ongoing online relationships with her since they were minors, publicly accused her of grooming behavior. Ballinger responded not with a statement, but with a 10-minute video in which she played a ukulele and sang her response to the allegations, instead of addressing them directly. The video was widely mocked, went viral for the opposite reason she likely intended, and reignited the very controversy it was meant to end. She later took a hiatus from content entirely. No criminal investigation was ever confirmed publicly. Dawson spent over a decade building one of YouTube's most influential documentary-style channels, one YouTube itself had featured in its own original programming. In 2020, old clips resurfaced showing him in blackface, joking about pedophilia, and making sexually explicit comments about a child star. Dawson apologized in a lengthy video, acknowledging the clips were real and indefensible. YouTube demonetized his channel entirely. Multiple brands and a planned makeup line with James Charles collapsed within days. He has posted only sporadically since, a slow fade for a creator who once had one of the most watched channels on the entire platform. For over 15 years, Greg Jackson, known online as Onision, built a following around confrontational commentary and relationship content with his romantic partners, many of whom were significantly younger than him. Multiple former partners have publicly accused him of grooming, manipulation, and controlling behavior, allegations he has consistently denied. A 2023 documentary compiled years of testimony from former partners and fans, describing a pattern that had followed him since his earliest YouTube years. He has faced lawsuits from former partners and from other creators who covered the allegations. No criminal charges have been filed against him. YouTube demonetized his channels in 2021, citing a pattern of harmful conduct. Before he was globally known as a controversial influencer, Andrew Tate was a kickboxer who built an audience selling a hyper-aggressive vision of masculinity and wealth. In December 2022, Romanian authorities arrested Tate along with his brother on charges including human trafficking, rape, and forming a criminal group to sexually exploit women. Tate has denied all charges and remains under formal prosecution in Romania as the case continues through the country's legal system. Despite the charges, his online following grew larger than ever, with millions of new followers across every platform that hadn't already banned him. It became one of the starkest examples of a creator's real-world legal situation and his online popularity moving in completely opposite directions. Austin Jones built a following in the mid-2010s by asking teenage fans to send him audition videos to appear in his music. In 2017, the FBI arrested him after several of those fans, some as young as 14, said the videos he requested were sexually explicit. Jones pleaded guilty to 2 counts of producing child pornography. In 2019, he was sentenced to 10 years in federal prison. Unlike almost every other name on this list, his case never depended on public opinion or brand deals. A federal court decided it, and he is still serving that sentence today. Franke ran 8 Passengers, a family vlogging channel with over 2 million subscribers, built entirely around a wholesome image of her husband and 6 children. In August 2023, one of her sons, malnourished and injured, escaped through a neighbor's window and asked to use a phone to call the police. Investigators found both that son and one of his sisters showing signs of prolonged abuse. Franke was arrested along with her business partner, Jody Hildebrandt, who ran a controversial counseling practice the family had grown involved with. Franke pleaded guilty to 4 counts of aggravated child abuse. In 2024, she was sentenced to up to 30 years in prison. The channel that spent years selling the appearance of a perfect family had been hiding one of the most severe cases of child abuse ever tied to a YouTube creator. 11 creators. 11 very different kinds of secret. Some were jokes that aged badly. Some were environments that let bad behavior slide because the views kept climbing. 2 of them ended with a federal conviction and a prison sentence. What connects all 11 is the same thing that built their fame in the first place. A camera pointed only where they wanted you to look. For years, that was enough to control the story. Eventually, for almost all of them, it wasn't. If this kept you here until the last name, you already know why the internet never really lets anyone's past disappear. Subscribe for the next one.